Oh, it's an honor. I mean, obviously, being out the last 2 years and come back with the New York team, and the team's been excellent this year. We're a young team in that, so it's definitely an honor to be in that group. And when you think about it, you're looking at the top 10 teams, and there's a lot of good coaches there. So for me, any one of the 10 could have been nominated and had a chance to win that award. So a lot of coaches did a great job this year, and like I said, it's an honor.
When you think about your first season, like we've talked about expectations and you didn't have any, but as far as the way you've gotten along with the group, the way that you fit with the group, how is that going in your mind?
Well, I think our group was when I got here, I knew it was a talented group, a skilled group. I know there was a lot of young guys in our group, and all I tried to do with our coaching staff is get them to try and believe in themselves, play the game the right way, and good things happen. So, for the most part, it's been a real good group, and they're coming along. But again, it's a young group that we want to get better every day, and that's what we try and do as coaches.
What do you do to try to get them to believe in themselves? Is it just talking?
One day at a time. It's
Yeah.
talking. I mean, you guys see how I coach. My assistant coaches are really important for me. They run a lot of the practices. Like I said, you guys see how we work together, and I think it's important to have different voices all the time. And so, I'm really happy with our staff, obviously.
You look back at last night, anything come to mind that you saw today, or?
Just besides losing, no, it was a tough loss, obviously, and we got to get by it, which we did. And but I like the way we played for 2 periods. We played probably our best hockey of the year, in my opinion. And then in the third period, they're going to have a push, and we knew that. And we tried to survive it a little bit, and they scored late in the hockey game. But if we can play that game again tomorrow, I think we'll win.
What do you need to see more of, or to get more out of the Panarin, Strome, and Kopp in that lineup?
Well, I mean, obviously you want more offense, but the bottom line is, last night it was perfect for 2 periods. I mean, when we go over the game, when we see the other team had 3 scoring chances in Carolina in their building, I think we did a good job. So I'm not going to force them to change their game from what they did last night. I'd love to see them get the opportunities that the kid line got last night, but for me, it was a perfect game for 2 periods, and then they took it to us a little bit in the third.
Is there something to where the kid line's been playing where, all year is kind of a grind for some young guys, and then they get to the playoffs and it's just like...
I think they're loose. I think they're playing free, and they're loose, and they're happy, and, we put them together, and, you worry about, at first of the playoffs, I'm saying, are they ready for this, and as coaches, and you let them go out there and play as a group, and they've responded, and we're really happy with it, that they're just going to play, and that we're having fun. I mean, Laffy's personality just goes out there and has fun. I think it's rubbing off on the other two, and they've done a good job for us.
How much do you think the team can take away from being in the same position last series, if anything at all?
Yeah, same thing. Last series was tough. We were at home and we lost that first game, and it was real tough. So you got to battle back. I personally think, after last night, we were very disappointed. But I think in a lot of guys' heads that they're saying, the last 2 times in here we got dominated. Last night was a different feeling. So I think our group feels good about our team.
So for that in Fox, is there an element or two that really stands out that you think is the biggest reason that he's been as successful as he has so early in his career?
His hockey IQ, his skill level. He's a smart player. He does the right thing with the puck most of the time, and he's just continues to play well for us.
Seems like they're hounding him a little bit out there.
Yeah, they should be. No, I mean, obviously he's a top player, and when you get a chance to finish checks, you finish checks on those guys, so that's not a surprise.
Mika said something last night that was interesting, that there was a point in the game, probably in the third period, where he didn't think you guys were getting it deep enough. That it was a little, they didn't have to go as far. Is the first 2 periods, it was very much get the puck in deep.
Yeah.
And is that how?
Well, it was getting behind their defensemen.
Yeah.
Their defensemen skate really well, and they're a real good transition team. And again, we made some mistakes in the third period, and they had some zone time, which, no team wants to play in the zone as long as we did in the first 10 minutes, of course. But again, mistakes happen. We can't play a perfect game. We played real good for 2 periods, and we didn't get enough. And in saying that, we had 2 or 3 real good chances in the third period. The open net, obviously. Phil had another real good chance. So there was a couple of real good chances that weren't even shots on net.
Is there anything the other lines, especially Mika's line and Strome's line, can take from that kid line, from how they played last night?
Well, I was happy with all the lines, honestly. Like, I mean, again, we had them the 3 scoring chances after 2 periods. They put a push on. So, I mean, Mika and them are playing against good players. That their role players got a job to do too. And for the most part, we shut down their top line last night till the end. So.
the last couple months of the season, we saw Panarin with the puck on his stick a lot. We all know what kind of tremendous plays he can make. It seems like he hasn't possessed it as much. Is that just a product of the playoffs, or are they playing tighter? Like,
I
what
think
do you
it's a
see?
combination of both. And again, last night we had 30 seconds on the power play. So, you know, some of those guys get their legs going, get some confidence in the power play, and we didn't have much time. And neither did they. They had pretty much the same amount, so.
Do you think it's important for him to have more possession?
I hope he gets more possession, but again, there's a team playing against him that's trying to shut him down too, and that's what it's all about. So, I mean, if you look at the other side of it, for the first two periods, the Idaho line didn't have a lot of possession either, so.
With Lindgren, is this just a situation you're gonna have to manage period to
Yeah.
period with him?
Yeah, day to day like that, and, you know, we expect him to play tomorrow, and we'll see where it goes, but that's what it is. That'll be right till the end of the playoffs.
What has this shown about
Well,
him?
he just leadership, his character, you know, he wants to play. You know, he got a battle, and that's what it is. It's playoff time, and it's hard to keep those guys out. We don't want to out. I mean, he's a big reason why we made the second round, obviously.
Do you have to think about going 11-7 again?
We always think about that every day, but it's not the perfect setup, but we think about it right up till the game time.
Thanks, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, sir.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate it.